We're back for another episode of Stream of Thought, episode number 83. And today we begin by talking about Victor's comparisons between experiences in acting and what does it mean to have just like a freaking decent experience.
What's it mean to have
what will lead to a disaster?
A really great experience and just a really disastrous experience.
It's like the Goldilocks.
Gosh, it is. That's what it is.
Really. And then we transition a little bit. We talk. What do we talk about?
You mentioned something that the kids are doing these days.
Oh man, we talk about condom snorting
challenges.
And whether or not kids are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then we round it out by talking about some of the athletic personalities in our purview, perhaps.
Yes.
With John Cena
making a little more than meets the eye.
John Cena being a actual person, The Rock, like as
insightful
individual. It's surprising, and
when you get to know someone's personality as opposed to their persona or character that they might play.
Who are we as people?
Yes, exactly. So with that being said, episode number 83, Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy. Things for you to look at, so you just have reference of what I'm talking about.
Visuals? You brought visuals to our audio podcast?
Yeah, a few things. So, I finally finished with the student film I was doing, which has been an extremely rewarding and positive experience.
Really?
I have nothing but good things to say about this particular film. Super professional. Super.
This is different than the one that you had done before.
Yes. So let me start with this. So, which fucking... I'm not gonna get in a bad mood right now. I'll get to that in a second. So, I obviously told you some information that couldn't be publicly made known, and
in our ghost episode.
Yeah, in a ghost episode of Stream of Thought, and I do this film, and it was really great. I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and part of today, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday were all, near 12-hour days of shooting. Now, this is for a script, I'll show you, that is about 11 pages long. And it took 3.5, actually it's 4 entire days of shooting, because the last half of today they just did with models. They didn't have to do with any actors, they just had models that they were using. But for example, that, by the way, is what a script is supposed to look like.
I'm like, dude, I would know exactly what's going on right now. I can visualize
with the action lines and the way that everything.
Well, it sets the scene. It tells you what.
Here's one with less notes on it, but this is the other student film that I did. That only took about 5 hours to shoot, and as you can see, it's only about 4 pages long. Now the funny thing is, I printed it on the back of some other things, so that stuff is irrelevant. But you can see exactly what things are supposed to look like.
These are the standard practices.
Yes.
Where it doesn't just include the dialogue; it also includes like sounds that are going on.
Yeah, the action lines.
The action. So action lines.
Yes, exactly.
Technical terms.
So, and then on top of that, I also get an email the day before with a call sheet. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I look at it, I'm like, wow, this is a professional-looking call sheet. Because I've seen one before on Empire and stuff, when just stuff that like the ADs have in their pocket. Now, I wish I would have, or I did print it, but I left it on the set. Now, as you can see here, they email this out every day the night before the next day of shooting. Look, they even include the weather forecast. They even include the sunrise, sunset, where the nearest hospital is, the location, everyone who's involved, cast and crew right here. Look at this, right? So actually what scenes are being shot, super professional and extremely organized. All of these are college students doing this.
Wait, that's a college
These are
student
college students. Yes.
There are approximately 2 dozen different categories.
I'm going to show you right here. So you have your
we don't need to talk about details, but
look at this. Total crew. 28 people.
Wow, that is somebody who knows how
Right?
to organize their shit.
And this is when I did this Moon Miner film for 28 people one day. Just again, super professional and super positive experience. Now, granted, a lot of the time I was just waiting around doing nothing, but that's the name of it. Like comes with the business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What were your roles in these? I'm
going to show you. I have pictures.
Oh.
So I have a few pictures that I took for you.
Okay.
And I took a picture of the set and a couple of the props and everything. And just the spaceship, I'm doing no one any good by showing pictures over an audio program.
So, yeah, I know, seriously.
But that took about 100, he said, like, probably around 100 man-hours to make.
So, this looks like if the Star Destroyer in the Star Wars Episode 4 were built inward as a sphere, it's got
geometric dome.
It's a geometric dome that has a very technology-looking interior that is.
They took pieces. They took like old pieces of technology. So like the insides of computers and like random shit, and just glued it on, and then they spray painted it.
And so, in addition to all of these pieces of technology that look like the Star Destroyer or something like that, there's also lights that light up
LEDs
all over the interior. And I'm looking at this right now, which is a shot from a distance, but if this is filmed,
there's another close up. You should swipe through. There's a few.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh my God. The detail in this, it's like they hand glued every single, like they took apart a hard drive, glued it to a triangle, glued that triangle to their spherical object, and made this just
all the
super
triangles
impressive.
fit together. All the triangles are fit and taped, like glued together,
so that it ends up looking like a sphere.
Yeah.
And it's remarkable. I'm looking at this right now, and I'm just blown away. This is you got your processing gears, stuff like that you see on the inside of hard drive and stuff like that, and it's all hooked up, and a lot of this stuff has lights attached to it. I'm like, damn, are these people like engineering students or something? Tech people?
I don't know.
Because
they're all students.
That is remarkable.
Did you see most of the pictures? Did
No.
you see this one?
No.
Okay, I'll show you the. I'll show you.
Show me. Show
I'll
the,
show you
the
a few
audience.
later.
Can you use your words to describe to enlighten?
But it was cool
these
because
images?
it's like everything's being shot out of order. Like we're doing one scene, like we would do one scene over and over and over. They change the camera angle. We'll do that scene again, or like we'll do one scene a certain way, a wide shot. And then we'll go back and do like it's just completely out of order. And then the next day you do the same scenes, but the camera angles are. It's just like completely. I don't know how directors can direct films because this is an 11-page student script, this is like it was great because everything about that set and about the just the overall vibe, from everyone and the individuals, I totally experienced what it would be like to work on a professional major studio set. Everything is just proportionately smaller. Yeah. It was amazing. Catered food,
tight ship.
Yeah,
catered food.
Yeah, one of the producers, her sister was visiting. The line producer, her sister was visiting, who's a professional chef, and she would make the food, and they would bring it in, and we'd always get like snacks and candy in between, and everything. And it was pretty funny because this is the first experience too, where they're like, "Hey, is there anything you need? Like, can I get you anything? You need some water? You need some tanks?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. Like, I'm okay." Okay, well, let me know if you need anything. Like, I'm right here. I can help you out or whatever. Like, no, I'm perfectly fine. And it was funny because it did get to the point where it's like the best analogy I can come up with is like if you're getting into a car and someone's, "Oh, no. Let me buckle your seatbelt for you." It's like, I can do this on my own.
Yeah. It
and then
feels weird.
And then when you're getting out, I'm like, "What? No. Watch your head. Don't hit your head. Don't hit your head. I'll get the seatbelt for you. Okay, now give me your hand. Give me your hand. Okay, I'm going to close the door. Okay. Are you okay? Everything good? Yeah, I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine.
That's a great way to sum it up.
Like, I would be sitting here eating something. I'd have garbage, right? The garbage can would be literally 8 feet in front of me. I get up from my chair. Oh, no. Let me get that for you.
Wait,
I'm like,
who,
dude.
Who did this?
Just like, there's one person in particular. and super generous, very accommodating.
Tell me, what was this person's role? Was he just hanging out at the set?
No, but hang on, let me finish.
Oh my god.
But it was, and the other thing that was really funny too was because the other actor who was acting with me, like I'm a minimalist. Like I don't need much. Like I just give me the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we're such good friends.
And but there would be the guy's overalls. Our overalls would sometimes be flying over our shoulder, and so we have to get it taped or clipped. And for me, after a while, it sometimes just wouldn't work.
So they had a guy to throw away your garbage, so you didn't have to get out of your chair. But they didn't
it wasn't
have
like
the
a specified person.
proper.
It was just people, and I don't know if
Clothing.
maybe they're
All right.
taught this. Like I don't know, but I just felt like I wasn't uncomfortable, but I was just like, I can do this on. I can wipe my own ass.
Yeah, well, it's that one. For me, when I experience something like that, and
Yeah.
I have experienced things like that, I think to myself, isn't there better ways for you to be spending your energy right now?
There needs to be a happy balance.
Like yes, like I understand being polite and courteous to people, and it's a great way to build positive cred. But I mean, if it comes to no, sit down, let me throw that garbage out for you.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably something better you could be doing with your time.
Yeah.
That's just my attitude.
There's
That's
a
just
difference
me.
between
You
even
know.
if the garbage is 8 feet away. There's a difference between like, oh,
Just shoot it.
or like there's a difference between like, oh here, I got it for you. Like, oh no, let me like, almost like I was gonna get hurt on the way to the garbage can type of thing.
Yeah.
The difference between like, here, oh I got it, and oh no, let me get it for you. Let me get that for you. You know what I'm saying? That was.
Well, I feel like that's kind of the posh treatment that I feel like a lot of
but I don't.
big name actors end up experiencing.
But here's the thing. It doesn't make me feel like a normal person. I just want to be a normal person.
You
know what I'm
damn,
saying?
dude, you better get used to that.
But here's
that
the thing,
is
though,
the life
because
you're
the
gonna
other
be living.
actor, back to the overall thing, would slip off.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'd duct tape or sometimes try and clip it. But the thing is, we'd be sitting down, and it'd still come off, and the tape on my thing would become undone. And I'm just like, you know what? I've been defeated. The tape is winning. This is not like I just need to just put it back and kind of adjust it. And the other guy, great guy, could always be like, hey, we need some more tape over here. I mean, my strap keeps falling off. I'm just like, fix it yourself. Just fix it yourself. You know.
So you had,
but
okay. Was that a response due to the environment, or was that a response due to just an asshole being an asshole?
No. Just the environment.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he was not an asshole at all. No,
okay.
he was totally cool.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, I'm just like, I'll just rather like it was almost like the thing where it's like I have the ability to just receive a lot of attention, so I'm going to take advantage of that ability.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
It's like me. It's like if I need someone's help, I'm going to ask for it, but I don't want everyone at my feet asking me if I need anything or if I'm okay.
And when it gets to that point too,
But it was still, again, I just want to say, like, it was not an ounce of negative experience. This is just an observation. I'm not saying this bothered me or I'm complaining about it. It was just an interesting observation and first-time experience.
Well, the fact that such a small production crew could actually accommodate people who are just, I mean, pretty random.
It gets
honestly,
better, though, dude.
like, all right.
It gets better.
Okay, go on.
And because the first day we get lunch, we're there. Everyone's there about 9:15. We start shooting like 10 or 11. We don't take lunch till about 3:30, and we go until like 8:30 or 9. And so we're done. And the bathroom setup was weird too, because before I get to this part about lunch, I have to explain the bathroom setup. So we were on an empty floor in an office building that the director was able to utilize, right? So it was
just one floor.
Yeah.
It was
like half the floor, because the other half of the floor was occupied by an office.
And then up and down were occupied too. It was like an occupied building.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just one floor. It was a floor that was used to, like the headquarters for somebody that was running for Cook County assessor.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
So the bathroom is in the hallway, right? You
Yes.
have to walk out the office door into the hallway where the elevators are. But the weird thing is, there's only one bathroom with 2 stalls. Not a men's room and a women's room, just one bathroom with 2 stalls.
For an office complex.
Right? And you had to have a key to the bathroom. Right? There were 2 keys available at any given time. But once you got in, you could lock the bathroom door. Which was weird because, like, I don't want to lock the bathroom door in case someone else is trying to get in. But at the same time, if I'm trying to take a shit, I kind of don't want a woman to walk in. And I feel like if a woman wants to take a shit, she doesn't want a man to walk in. So it was, like, weird. Because I would walk in the bath. I walked in the bathroom because it says it's unlocked. And someone's in there. I didn't know. But then I hear someone tinkle. I'm like, that sounds like a woman peeing. I'm just going to jump into the stall right next to the stall they're in and hope we don't walk out at the same time to wash our hands because that would be really weird. So there's that. So what I'm getting at is Bill, the other actor, had gone into the restroom after when we took a break for lunch to wash his hands or go to the bathroom, whatever the hell. And I'm waiting because he had locked the door, right? So I'm out there waiting for a few minutes because he locked the door. Then I go in, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, walk out. Several minutes had gone by. Nobody's eating. And they're like, Talent, get your plates, get your plates. I'm like, oh my goodness. Everybody was waiting for Talent, the actors, to eat, to grab their plate first before everyone else could eat. And I was just like, I am so sorry. I didn't know this. Like, please, I will wait in line like everyone else. Like, you don't need to wait for me. I'm so sorry. And one of the guys, I think it was Michael, was saying, joking around because I said this the next day, like when we were talking about lunch, and I told him all this, and he's like, "Yeah, we were sitting here, kind of like, what? Where's Talent? Are they eating? Like, wait, what's going on? Like, because we're hungry. Are we? Well, we got to wait for them to eat first, get their plates first. And where'd they go? What's going on right now?" Because when I left to go, like, someone was like, "Oh wait, where are you going?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the bathroom." "Oh, you're going to the bathroom right now?" "Yeah, it's lunchtime. I'm free to go where I need to go." But they were like, "Wait, why are you going to the bathroom?" Because they were thinking like, "Wait, we all need to eat, and you need to make a plate first before we can get our food." So I'm like, again, I'm just profusely apologizing. I'm just like, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just a normal person, guys. I'm just a normal person.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Yeah, don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm like reflecting on that right now because I would be equally embarrassed if I was in that position. I wouldn't know. I mean, like,
because I knew there's a hierarchy. When we were extras, the extras eat last. But in my brain, it's because you know the cast and crew need to get back on set first. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reason for that. But I didn't know that it was like went so high as like actors first, then the crew, then extras if we had any extras. I was like, I said, guys, I thought we were equals. I thought we were equals.
I thought we were equals.
Yeah,
that's your first mistake in show business. No one is ever equals. Well, and dude, I mean, that is even for a small like student budget film for them to sort of have that. I think it's a good thing for you to experience early on.
Yeah,
because the shock was going to come sooner or later, where you start moving up in the ranks and you don't realize you're moving up in the ranks. Then suddenly you're still like, wait, I get to eat first, like, and I had to take a shit. Except it's on the next Marvel Avengers movie, and you're like, oh shit.
No, but it's cool because again, it's super professional. Like, took away a lot. Really happy with every moment that I was there. The director Chris, extremely well organized and very just like the ideal person you'd want to have directing you. Very positive, would never get upset about anything. Or if there was something that needed to be changed, like he was either neutral or extremely positive. Never was he ever like upset or mean or like anything like that.
But it also sounds like he knew what he was talking about.
Yes,
too.
He knows exactly what he was doing.
With the number of takes that it sounded like he had to take for a particular scene, different camera angles, it sounded like he was
and they're all too, and him in particular, especially, just like would take a moment like, hey, Bill, Victor, hey, thanks again for doing this so much. I understand it's long hours. I really appreciate all the hard work you're putting into this. I'm like, oh wow, like, thank you. There's always managers or people like that just take a moment to just be appreciative of your presence. It's like, thank you. But
so, okay, now looking back at these multiple experiences at this point, like really good experiences and like really not so good experiences.
So Moon Miner.
Like how are you able to, do you feel like moving forward now you're able to distinguish when you
Yeah.
read the initial like whatever what a good
Yeah.
versus a bad experience could look like.
Yes. You can, and I'm sure there are more to come. I'm sure there's going to be a
yeah, no,
situation where I'm in a
learning,
film and I'm
but-
just like, I can't wait for this to be over.
But
I
can
just
you
hate
name a
everybody in
couple
it.
of the things that you like just things that sort of stand out to you as
So
things
yes,
that would
yes.
be better
So for
than
example,
not?
Moon Miner, written and directed by Christopher Rohrbeck at Columbia College in Chicago. I have nothing but positive things to say. To sum it all up, it was a professional set, and it just so happened to be a student film. You know, everything, like I said, sum it up. Everything that you can experience.
Tell that heading in though? Could you tell that? you
No,
were
I
heading
didn't
for
know that.
positive-
When I went
Really?
to the read through, I was like, oh wow, they're putting a lot of effort into the set because none of the equipment was in there yet, and I totally did not expect the. I mean, yeah, we'll feed you, we'll buy you lunch or something, but I did not expect the
catering service.
the exquisiteness of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Mainstream, written and directed by Matt Albertini at DePaul, this was something in between because this was a crew of maybe like 5 or 6 people, and it got done in about 5 hours, and this one was only about 5 pages.
As opposed to 11 pages.
And
for
it was
the other
cool.
one, yeah.
It was cool. Like, I could tell it was a student film. They knew exactly what they were doing with the cameras and the equipment and everything. But it felt just like that. It felt like a student film, and it was great. Whereas Moon Miner, it felt like a professional film. You know what I'm saying? But again, Mainstream was a lot of fun. Good time. He was always just free to encourage us to try new things. Which brings us to our next, which I will not name. This is the one I was referring to before.
I was waiting for this moment to arrive.
This is the one where not only is it all the way out in Bufu, Uptown, which just may as well be in Evanston. You know what I'm saying? It's just so far north. It's really like 4 miles, but in the city, it's just forever to get to. But this is the script. All right, I'm gonna show you like the second and third page. I don't want you to see the first page because that has the notes I was talking to. But for example, this. Turn the page.
Oh dear God.
Right?
Oh dear God. I'm looking at this already. Oh, you're kidding
As
me.
opposed to this. Or this. And when I say this, I'm showing you again the scripts. Because the scripts are supposed to be written for the eyes to easily go from the top of the page down to the bottom of the page with as much ease as possible.
What am I looking at right now? Like, I'm looking at a page of, like, setting the scene, but that doesn't look any different than the actual conversational lines that are put later.
Because the
Holy
title
cow.
of the characters are all the way to the left, and underneath that is their line, which
Oh my goodness.
they need to be in the middle so you can just
can't-
easily look at it.
You cannot tell. Oh wow, this is horrifying.
And
It
right,
is. It looks like somebody just sort of like had
put it together last minute, the night before or the morning that it was due.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And so fuck, that was a nightmare because even though I would be like today on the set of Moon Miner, I was there for about 2 hours before I was even used. It's like, be here at 9 a.m. I'm there. I know I'm going to be standing around for an hour and a half or 2 hours, but they want, got to have your pieces organized. But they were busy and they knew what they were doing. So I was like, I don't care. I'm having fun here anyway. Whereas this, be here at 5 o'clock, didn't get started till 7. They don't really know what they're doing. They don't really know what they want. I could pick up on that really easily, and I felt like my time was being wasted. Yes, I was doing nothing for 2 hours, but my time was being wasted. Whereas also here, I was doing nothing for 2 hours, but I respected the fact that they were extremely well organized. They knew what they were doing, and I didn't mind being there.
There's a method
what I'm
to the
saying?
madness. Exactly. Well, and dude, do you get a chance to view the scripts? I'm assuming before you sign up, right? Like you get a chance to like read the scripts ahead of time.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at these 3 different ones right now,
Yeah.
and I can tell like good, better, and avoid.
Yeah, because you get maybe just
'cause-
one page, and then when they choose you, they'll send you the whole thing, or sometimes they send you the whole thing right off the bat. And actually, Matt had contacted me on like Friday or Thursday saying like, "Hey Victor, I'm shooting another short, it was only just like 1 or 2 pages. I'm doing a short. It's with 2 characters, but I want to have you play 2 characters, and it'll be edited so it looks like you're more than one person, like Parent Trap style. You know what I'm saying?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I can't. I'm actually in the middle of another project. I won't be able to make it. I'm still going to be shooting. Otherwise, I totally would. Like, please let me know the next time you have a project in mind, because I would have loved to work with him again." Now, this, going back to the first student film I was doing, the one with that's just terribly organized, this is what I was talking about. Remember when I said to you, the first read-through, they were just like, okay, so what are you drinking? All right, let's change that to what are you drinking, where are you from? No. What are you drinking? Scratch out where are you from, where do you come from, and then we'll add what, no. Okay. Are you alone? What did you say? And it's just like, fucking A. Are we going through every possible combination of questions for an freaking, like, I think it was an hour we spent doing this. Just like, are you kidding me? Look at, see here, the original line. Oh, you're warm. How long have you been here? Okay, now, no, we're just make it, you're warm. How long have you been here? Okay, all right. Now this and that and that, and do you not speak my language? No. What? You don't speak English? Yeah, we'll go with that. And instead of saying I want to hear your voice, just say something. Like, you need to figure this shit out before you start wasting everyone else's time. As the writer, you need to perfect every little word that you want said so that no, we don't have to come back and change it.
Wow. Well,
And
I'm telling you, man.
And I'll say this, even with Moonminer, though, Chris a few times was like, hey, I want to maybe add a line right here. That's fine. Let's add it. But it wasn't like going through, changing every little thing. I totally welcome spending time to figure out like, hey, maybe let's change it here. Now that I have you in front of me and I've heard you say this page, I want to try changing something or maybe just adding or taking something away. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Okay, moving on. Whereas this one was like, we just really just hacked away, and it was just, I'm already getting worked up. You can see I'm just done.
Dude,
I'm done.
you can. I mean, that pretty much sums up. I feel like the experience, large and small, in the industry is that you have even at the highest levels, you have those directors who, like, people know they're going to have you do exactly what they want you to do and give the exact performance that they want you to give. You have those producers that don't know what they want and are going to just keep having you do it until it feels right. And then you have those producers who are been through it before and can work and use the person's attributes as opposed to their own personal eccentricities and what they want to see.
And it's cool though because one word that I was described doing Moonminer was just collaboration, right? Because the last thing you want to do is micromanage, right? Because it's just a huge waste of time. And it was cool because I would be delivering lines a certain way, or Bill would be delivering lines a certain way, and Chris would be like, cool, but for here, let's go for this. So I want you to try saying it this way. I see you here being more this rather than that. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm totally, again, willing to try that out. Long story short, totally willing to just do whatever someone wants me to do if it's just an open-minded, collaborative environment rather than being puppeteered. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But my goodness, dude, I am still loving the journey. I'm still loving every moment of it.
To experience both the highs and lows of something like this, I can't tell you how lucky you are to have this happen early on in your experience. Because I feel like some people only have the negative experiences where it's like, this fucking sucks. Why would anyone want to do that? And then you have the people who have just really positive or at the very least neutral, this is kind of good. And then they get hit with the slap in the face. Yeah. And it's like, oh shit, it can get this bad. And I'm sure you haven't experienced bad yet. But like to know that there's a spectrum that exists and like how that appears.
Can you imagine
every
being in
time.
like a super just the minute you do a cold read, you can tell it's going to be a long ride, and you're contractually
Yes.
obligated to sit your ass there
Yep.
for the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, learn it early, man.
Yeah. But it was cool because I got, again, the true experience of like, yeah, a majority, 90% of the time I'm just sitting there waiting. And the other 5%, it's rehearsing and collaborating. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting there in the seat, and then like very small fraction, the camera is actually rolling.
Yeah.
But what was cool was like, you know what? I'm sitting here, and no one ever complained, which was awesome. No one was ever complaining. Like everyone just, the days were long,
In the
and we
latter
just got through it.
In that,
yes,
or
yeah.
in all of them.
Yeah, no, in all of them. Well, I'm primarily talking about Moon Miner because it was the one that was the longest, like the real production, the real deal. But I realized, like, you know what? I've spent, let's say, of the 9 hours I was there one day, I probably spent 6 of them, I don't know, just waiting. And the other 3 actually, like, on the set doing certain things. And I was like, you know what? This is not the glamorous side of the business, but it's still really fun. And then, here, look at, and in this movie, it's not like I do this because I want to be seen. You don't even see my face in this movie. That's a picture that I'm showing Rick's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? I put that mask on, but it was still really fun.
Wait, that was you?
Yeah, that's me next to Bill.
Okay,
there.
so he looks like a member of the Blue Man Group if he was a construction.
Yeah, but I have a welding mask.
Broker.
I have a welding mask that comes over my face.
It's a white one of those
morph suits.
Morph suit. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
with
so
the
get
yellow
this,
suspenders.
right?
I
With-
see that. Okay.
With the morph suit, I have to put the morph suit on.
Because you normally see them at college football
Yeah.
games, like
Yeah,
in the green, like
yeah.
dancing around,
Yeah,
the
right?
faceless blobs, like
Yeah.
jumping around.
So-
I'm like, that was you.
Yeah.
Wow. You
So-
look like a faceless blob.
So I have the morph suit on.
Yeah.
And I'm just wearing boxers underneath it, right? And I have the yellow.
By the way,
these
for
rubber
anyone who
overalls.
doesn't know what morph suit is, Google it.
Yeah. So I got the yellow overalls on, which when I'm sitting, the rubber or vinyl, whatever it is, it doesn't let your legs breathe. So all this body heat is just collecting. So when I would stand up, I would get all this heat coming up. And for a few minutes, I was like, where's the vent? I thought there was a heat vent I was standing next to. And I was like, what the hell? But then it even covers your hands,
So
right?
it's a full body suit. It's a single piece.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the second day, I finally realized that I could cut the fingers off, so it's easier for me to like use my phone or to eat some of the snack food. And what I'd do is I'd take just the face part off, pull it over my head, and
Were you dressed this way the whole time?
yeah,
Oh wow.
I wouldn't take it off until it was
Oh
done.
my. Okay.
And then
wow.
I had to really choose how thirsty
buried
was
the
I.
lead. Yeah.
How thirsty was I? Because you got to take the whole thing off to go to the bathroom. And
Oh damn.
and then I realized, like the second day, that there was a portion where where your penis could come out with a button on the rubber or the yellow rubber suit.
Yes.
And so then I went into the bathroom and I opened it up and then I cut a hole so I could take it out and easily relieve myself. So I was like drinking more water and hydrating more, because the first day I was like, this is a pain in the butt. I have to really like choose how thirsty I am, right? So
Do you know anyone else?
no, but listen, because also
Oh
what
my
happened was
God.
one day they wrapped me. They were like, hey, you can go ahead and leave. We're just going to have another person use the morph suit because they're just going to be standing doing something. And the next day they were like, oh, we saw you made some adjustments because someone had to put it on, because they only needed to do like...
They used the same
Yeah.
morphs.
They only needed to do like a couple things, and they didn't need me to spend the rest of my time there.
Yeah.
And
Yep. So
and
they
I was
found
like,
they
yeah.
found your penis hole.
Yeah, and then someone else was like, and then someone else,
What is this?
someone else was like, hey, did you cut a hole in the back too? And I was like, no, I didn't do the
Not
back.
yet, anyway.
If there was a flap for the yellow vinyl, like
know,
the
you
old
would-
school,
yeah,
like the old
the
school,
Mario Brothers.
yeah, something like that, I totally would have cut a
yeah.
hole then if I had a flap in the back.
Back flap.
Yeah.
Yep.
but I didn't.
Oh my god, that is hilarious that
Right?
somebody else had to put that on. Please tell me you wore clothes under that.
I only wore boxers underneath it.
Oh dear god.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so you're rubbing dead skin
But
particles.
I don't know if
of-
the other person though maybe only put on the top. I think they maybe only put on the sleeves because I think they were just doing inserts of
Bro, man,
a close up
they-
of like someone's
they
of the
found your
arm.
penis hole.
Yeah.
Like they
But
put
that
on the
was
whole
pretty
thing
funny.
apparently.
That was very funny.
Wow. So no one else did that because
No.
they probably wouldn't have.
I was the only
mentioned
one that had to
you.
do that because no one else
How
had a
does that
morph
work,
suit
though?
on.
Like, no one else
had to wear the morph suit. Yeah.
Oh.
So-
And did you tell them you were going to mutilate their suit before you did
No.
it, or did?
No one's gonna wear it afterwards. It's just gonna get thrown away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience for the last
Wow.
3.5 days.
That is delightful.
Yep. So, what was it that you wanted to bring up?
Condom snorting challenge.
What is it?
The condom snorting challenge.
Condom snorting?
Snorting.
Snorting?
Snorting.
What the hell's that?
It's
Snort
the
a
thing-
condom and
it's-
pull it out through your mouth?
Yeah, dude.
Who fucking invented this?
The kids. The internet.
The
And
same group of kids,
the kids
that ate
of the internet.
The same group of kids that ate Tide Pods.
Yeah.
The same group of kids challenging gun reform. Those group of kids.
Yes, there was a fucking hilarious cartoon. It was kind of I could see how people would be upset or offended by this, and several of the Parkland shooting victims actually responded saying that this is a horrible cartoon and you should like protest the author. But I actually kind of found it funny is that you had this like rotund teenage kid who had his mouth foaming, a Tide Pod like half out of his mouth, and a condom like in his nose, like half in his nose, saying, "Let's talk about gun reform."
Oh, that's
And
pretty funny.
I looked at them, I'm like,
That is pretty
you know,
funny.
You know what? Like, conservatives aren't often very good at humor, but that was objectively, setting aside my personal beliefs, I laughed.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was actually, like, very clever and funny, because, really, condom snorting challenge and eating Tide Pods. Like, yes, like, we are that stupid and horrible. Like, the worst of us are bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're bad. But it's interesting, though, because people were talking about, like, the condom snorting challenge, and this was, like, this huge thing that all the national media kept talking about. Turns out that after the whole Tide Pod challenge thing, where a bunch of YouTubers and internet personalities were like, this might be fun to do. And then there was the media backlash of like, people who are influencers on social media are just parasites, and you should avoid them. So since then, you haven't really seen anything that's like viral in that sort of sense, but you heard this stuff about the condom snorting challenge, and it turns out that most of the videos that were going viral were like 3 years old, like 3 or 4 years
Wow.
old. So they happened long before the Tide Pod challenge, but you know.
So on another note, my phone gave me a little bit of a scare today
Really?
because
Your old school 5S
because-
that you claimed was new and
because
you just took off
the brightness was all the way down. Like I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Unless I like went like this, I could see it. Cause I was like, crap. It was almost. It was really weird, but I was like, crap. Am I actually gonna have to buy a phone because I can't use a phone that I can't see?
Well, yeah.
But it came back to life after a few hours, so I was just a little bit scared of that.
What caused
I don't know.
it?
I don't know. It's
Nothing.
old.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I just don't know.
You really do need to consider getting a new
No,
phone.
I'm not gonna get a new one until that one's totally dead.
Again, it's one of those things where you go back to once you realize the beauty of simply just improving,
Yeah.
upgrading your life just a little bit.
That's true.
You can find that life becomes so much easier.
I bet. Yeah, but whatever. It's all good. So, what else?
What else? I got nothing.
Really? Because I did about
Are you kidding me?
30
I was bouncing
I did
back
about
and forth.
30 minutes of
Don't
talking.
You even I was a constant and consummate. I bring up something like the condom snorting challenge, and here you are having to take a ghost intermission and restart the conversation.
No, I had to make sure something got done. We've
Listen,
been here the whole
we
time.
we've been here the whole time. It is crazy though how the flow matters.
Yes,
Flow
that is very true.
is so important.
Flow
because,
is extremely important.
Like for me,
Like a flow of warm air that could come through the Midwest instead of this.
through your super suit.
Oh yeah, the super suit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think to myself, I mean, you get into this sort of
Rhythm.
yeah, a rhythm. Why not? And there's this productivity that I feel like, for me, I become super productive when I'm on on that train, when I'm on that steam
Engine.
whatever,
Yeah.
steam engine. I'm having trouble with words right now.
Yeah.
But having to shift gears, I feel like, is a very valuable skill to have, but not necessarily one that we're trained to accommodate.
Shift gears and maintain the productivity level, and maintain productivity level to shift gears back.
I mean, I think to somebody as commonplace as Chris Hardwick, where he's able to take whatever his guests are like giving him and adjust accordingly.
Speaking of Chris Hardwick, have you listened to the John Cena episode?
No,
It's really good.
really,
It's really, really good.
he's been making the social media. He's in a movie.
Yeah.
That's it. He's in a movie.
Yeah.
What movie? He's in some sort
Blockers.
of Blockers. That's right.
But it's not. It's just I'm listening to the episode. And I was like, I've always known who John Cena was, but I was like, oh wow, like I get to understand. I get to know him as a person rather than a persona.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, wow, this is really interesting. He has some very insightful things to say about life and just work and everything.
Now is he the type of like rock type figure who is very charismatic and still also?
He's like the new generation of like The Rock, kind of.
Wait, new generation?
I mean,
I thought they were about the same age.
well, The Rock so The Rock is from like the mid 90s, early 2000s, right? Because you remember he kind of transitioned into movies early 2000s.
I don't remember that. No.
Okay. And now he just kind of does the movies. Whereas like so they have their careers overlap. You know what I'm saying? John Cena and The Rock.
Within WWE, right?
Yeah, I think so. But he is so at the time, like The Rock is probably like one of the more famous wrestlers that you know of, right? And so is John Cena.
The Undertaker,
right now.
The Rock.
Yeah, John Cena right now is probably one of the more famous.
Yes.
Also because of his like the longevity of his career. But listening to the podcast, you realize like how much he really loves wrestling and why people remember him and not like the shortcuts he takes and like. He's always thinking of like the audience and putting on a show and like all these little details that go into solidifying a place in the wrestling world.
Okay, interesting.
It's really good.
Do you think that he is going to become one of those next like popular figures?
Well, it's funny because Chris Hardwick asked him like, "Oh, do you think you see yourself transitioning into like movies?" And I can't remember what the answer was, but
does he have the personality to become a public spokesperson in the way that The Rock is right now?
For sure.
Because
listen to the episode and you will immediately love John Cena. I was like, wow, this guy is really cool. I am a fan now.
Interesting. You know what? I will take that recommendation.
Yeah, it is good.
It's one of those things too where you don't expect a person like John Cena, in the same way that probably a lot of people starting out wouldn't expect The Rock to be as I don't want to say articulate, but as well grounded, I think, as a person could be, being in that sort of like realism, reality show type environment. And it's like, well,
it's like, oh, this person is more than a character.
Yeah.
So like, oh, they're a person.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what you look for. And that's, dude, let me tell you, when I listen to the Sunday morning like politics shows that they have, the Meet the Press and the This Week with George Snuffleupagus,
Snuff out the kids.
The thing that frustrates me the most is the disingenuous nature of just like be who you are, like be a person.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what you think you want me to hear.
Yeah.
Like I want to know who you are. Like that's good enough. But it's weird because I think social media and the celebrity industry is kind of like that too. It's like you got to be what everyone wants you to be. And when you have those opportunities, and that's what I appreciate about Chris Hardwick the most, is that he's able to like make people be authentically themselves and like remove that mask, however like thick it may be. But John Cena, that's
really
kind of
good.
surprising.
He makes some jokes. He's a funny guy. It's like, oh,
He makes some
man.
jokes, really.
Yeah.
I heard he was like he held his ground in cock blockers or blockers or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, blockers.
There's a fucking pen on top of the blockers. I think it's evident.
But
as to what it's meant.
he makes a joke saying like, yeah, but if you take away the dramatic storyline, take away the audience, what I do is he says, I'm like, what I do is pretty ridiculous. If you take everything away, it's just a bunch of guys like. Imagine a bunch of guys in a ring in underwear fighting each other in an empty arena without any cameras. Like, that's what I do. Or something along those lines. But, yeah, he makes some funny jokes. He has a lot of just insightful, he's very insightful. It's really fun. It's a very wholesome, genuine podcast that I think I'm going to have to save so that I can listen to it again.
Fascinating. Are there any other... Because I'm trying to think of, like... Isn't it weird? You have The Rock and I mean now you're saying John Cena. You're vouching for John Cena. So
I'm vouching for John Cena.
I'll take your vouch. Like I trust you enough to take your vouch.
You have anything else you want to add? I'm good.
I don't.
All
As you're already sliding away from the table.
Yeah. Well, I'm just all talked out now.
Bro, man, I know.
Alrighty. Until next time.